I feel like something. So I know we've talked about this a number of times, and I feel like we resonate with this. So it's easy to see the challenges and the evil espoused by what we might call the opposition, right?
The opposition.
Or the status quo,
Sí.
or the people that have been held in power that don't want to let it go. And we see this playing out from like small organizations to small cities
Yeah.
to big cities
Yeah.
to the national level, right? Like it's a pattern that's very clear.
Absolutely.
With kind of social media allowing for more violent voices to be expressed and all of this ugliness. Don't want to deny that. Facing that, you just spoke very clearly about the way it is impacting your life. But I think both of us have observed the way that some people on quote unquote our side, right, are responding, right? And what I experience, and I know you and I have talked about that, is it's almost like a mirroring
Yes.
negativity,
Yes.
right? Like I kind of hate back. I mean, it's like things are so bad, we get to indulge hate. We get to,
That's right.
if those people are so bad, then of course you would dehumanize
That's
them.
right.
Right, of course you would.
Yeah.
And I heard some of that in your words. Like you didn't want to be that person.
Correct.
And so can we dig into that a little bit, because that's a problem or a dynamic that I know you and I
Agreed.
agree. Yeah, so
Agreed. I don't know how to dig into it, G,
Yeah.
because I don't really fully understand it. All I know, it's almost like, everybody assumes that the opposite of love is hate, right? But the opposite of love is fear,
That's
right?
right.
And so, but love and hate are like at extreme, they're kind of, it's almost like if somebody does something mean to me, well, then I have to do something mean to meet them where they are. But then how are we ever going to cut here?
Yeah.
And so sometimes I feel torn. I don't know. How do you bring it back so we could get to a point where I always see you and I always see you, and then we can meet here and actually get some shit done.
Right.
So I don't know the answer.
Yeah.
All I know is that I don't know. I don't even know how to answer that.
No,
I
I
don't even know how to
understand.
understand.
And neither do I. Neither do I. And I think I think we can stay open and explore it here. I don't think we should think that we are in this conversation specifically to give answers, right? We are at a time of complexity that is so deep. And so I just appreciate kind of being in this inquiry with
That's
you.
right.
Because what I see happen is that we actually don't know how to hold a line. We don't know if you embrace hatefulness, right? And justify hatefulness towards quote unquote the other, right? And again, the other is easy to identify if it's Donald Trump. But in fact, we are identifying anybody that looks like Donald Trump as the other, right? And so, but what happens is we bring that energy into our spaces, right? We actually have that vibration with each other, right? And so I have a spiritual master that says, and this is not just her, this is a wisdom statement. She says, anger and resentment are like taking poison and hoping the other person gets hurt, right?
That's right.
And so you and I wrestle with spaces among our peers, people that we love, that seem where this is kind of allowed in, right? And so one of my thoughts is, before I even try, right, to deal with it when it comes to the opposition, quote unquote, how do we
deal with ourselves?
Deal with ourselves, right? And where have you seen that work? Where have you seen efforts at kind of being different together?
I don't rephrase that one. That was a tricky one, G.
Yeah.
But I do, as you're talking, there's something that came to my mind. It's almost like when the whole Me Too movement started. I feel like there were people that are like, Me Too, and I'm a survivor myself, so I get it, and I will never minimize that. I will never minimize those experiences and feel that we need to hold men accountable to these standards. But I also feel that there isn't a total opposite of this. I feel that there's an opportunity for us to create dialogue where men and women can better learn to understand one another, or we could come to a baseline and figure out how we interact with each other. But to sit here and say all men are dogs and all women are whores are just not. That's not it.
Right.
That's not it. And so how do we create these conversations? How do we talk about it? Because it's like your initial reaction. I mean, it makes sense. If somebody comes and attacks you, your initial reaction is going to be no. You know, you want to fight back. But then who's going to bring the peace?
Yeah.
You know, and so I think sometimes we just get so caught up, and it's just, we just need to get better about the way we treat each other overall. And this is in every space, in political spaces, our personal lives, with our friends, the way that we interact. We all carry a lot of traumas. Mm-hmm. We all carry a lot of shit. And we just need to figure out how to deal with it so we could figure out how to once we're centered, then we're able to kind of come to a common ground with other people. And I just don't see enough of that happening. So I don't know, I'm ranting.
No, I think you were really clear. I think you were really clear. And let's keep talking.